It's time for the RMAC Radio Show, featuring all the latest information from around the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. The RMAC is a proud member of NCAA Division II. Now, here's your host, Eric Danner.
Welcome to the RMAC Radio Show. My name is Eric Danner. What a week, what a weekend we just had in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. The RMAC Shootout, always one of the most fun times of year as we crowned a couple of champions in men's and women's basketball. In this episode of the RMAC Radio Show, going to talk with Pryor Orser, the Colorado Mines head men's basketball coach, in just a minute or two here. And we're also going to talk with Mark Kellogg, the head women's basketball coach at Fort Lewis College. And then we'll wrap things up with Dax Charles from CSU Pueblo. He's the wrestling coach, and the Thunderwolves will be hosting the NCAA National Wrestling Championships this upcoming weekend. So all kinds of things to do around the RMAC, and starting off with men's basketball. Congratulations to the Colorado School of Mines for winning the RMAC Shootout Championship, first time in school history, and we're now joined on the RMAC hotline by their head coach, Pryor Orser. Coach, congratulations on the big win.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a great week, great weekend for us, for sure.
Coach, talking with Pryor Orser, so the selections came out Sunday night. You're going to be hosting the regionals, which I know you probably had a pretty good idea you'd be doing that, but you never know, I guess, for sure until those selections come out. Kind of tell us what your team was doing. Did you have a selection party?
Yeah, we did, and you know, we always try to get together. It's really a great team unity bonding session, and we also obviously invited a lot of our supporters as well, and you know, we had 50, 60 people there. And it was really a lot of fun. You know, we had several student athletes from different sports there as well as a bunch of just students that really support our program. And you know, we really try to include as many people as we can. And even it was a Sunday night at 8:30, and you know, it's a huge study night at Mines on Sundays. And so, I mean, we were still able to get a cross section of people, and it was really a lot of fun, and there was a lot of enthusiasm, and we brought old Marv Kay in, and you know, one of the all-time greats at the School of Mines, and he led us in the school song. So it was a really special moment, especially when to see, on that screen it popped up that, you know, the Colorado School of Mines was the #1 seed in hosting the tournament, and you know, obviously the whole group erupted, and so it was awesome. Talking
with Pryor Orser, the RMAC Men's Basketball Coach of the Year for the past 2 years in a row now. Let's go back to the shootout, Coach. First round, you knock off Western State, and then you face Nebraska Kearney. Now, if people see that final score, a little bit misleading. You guys wind up winning 86-63, but that was a pretty hard-fought contest until maybe about 5 minutes to go. And the other thing that kind of became a storyline, especially during the banquet that we had there, was, you know, this was Tom Kropp's, you know, last go-round in the RMAC, and he talked about how, you know, the group of coaches we had at the shootout this year, you know, were all the 4 deans of the RMAC, as it turns out.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I was really happy that all, especially our, you know, the 3 teams besides us that were in it. And obviously I like and respect all those coaches extremely well. And, you know, I just have so much respect for all of them. And I have a ton of respect for Coach Tom Kropp. And he's, you know, I had heard about him before I came to Mines. And actually one of my colleagues in coaching, Todd Schmautz, you know, was a GA for Coach Kropp for a couple of years down there. And he told me about the program and Coach Kropp long before I ever came to the Colorado School of Mines, and so, you know, everything he said was absolutely true. And then, you know, back to the game, we knew it was going to be a very, very difficult game. I mean, they're a proud program, had a lot of success, and, you know, we knew they weren't going to back down. And exactly, I think the score was 20, 82-62, if I might correct you.
Yeah.
But, you know, with 6:55 to go, it was 54-51. And, you know, but again, it just says something about we have a team of weapons, and you know, we just kept playing aggressive. But again, I mean, they really, really, it was just a really tough ball game, and we expended a lot of energy defensively to try to hold them down. And, you know, and I thought Brett Green did a fantastic job on their 2 guard, and that was just a war with those guys. And, you know, I'm surprised Brett had any energy for the championship game after what he had to go through on that night. So, but again, it's been a pleasure competing against Kearney. We will miss them, and because they are in my opinion, I mean, they run their program right, and we want schools like that in our league that are class people and class programs and class kids, and that's what makes conferences really, really good, is programs like UNK, and we're really sad to see them go.
Talking with Pryor Orser, head men's basketball coach at Colorado Mines. The Orediggers ranked number 2 in the country right now. The other semifinal coach, Mesa and Fort Lewis, comes down to the wire. Mike Malillo hits a three-pointer to put Mesa into the championship as the 7 seed, but kind of a very deceptive 7 seed because they've been one of the top teams in the league all year long. So you face them in the championship game. And it was kind of interesting, Coach, that Mesa's been in that RMAC tournament more than any other team in the league. There's only been one time since we started the tournament format, I think back in '92, if I'm right there, that there's only one time that they did not make the tournament, and they've never won it. And, of course, your program had never won the shootout either. So there was a lot on the line in that game. Yeah,
there was. And, like Coach Heaps, we actually talked quite a bit, and I called him and congratulated him after the win at Metro, and he was like, we've been to the RMAC tournament a lot, but it's been 7 years since we've actually been to Pueblo, and it was surprising, and neither one of us. I mean, it dawned on me, and then we started talking. Well, Mines has never won the thing, and so it was kind of good for both of us to be there, and we were obviously reminiscent about the past and everything, how it could be a start. And when you do something like that and you go there and, instead of staying at home kicking dirt all summer long, you go to the RMAC tournament, and it's a program builder, it gives you enthusiasm, as you move into the spring. And obviously for us, we were just fortunate to go in and win the game. And it was a really, really physical. And, as you said, Mesa, year in and year out, a Jim Heaps coach team, they're usually number 1 in defensive field goal percentage since I've been here. I mean, they're tough to guard. They run really good motion. They set unbelievable screens, and they're just a physical game. And obviously we go into those games thinking we have to match their discipline and toughness, and that's what you have to do against a really well coached team like that. And I mean, if you start jacking up bad shots and threes, and next thing you know, you're going to be walking out with an L patched on your back. So. But I just thought that, obviously it was such a defensive-oriented game, and just shots were just so hard to come by for both teams. And, we're just fortunate that we came out on top and just had enough energy to finish the game out.
Well, it's quite the scene in Pueblo. Again, we're talking with Pryor Orser, the head men's basketball coach at Colorado Mines. They are the top seed in the Central Region in this week's NCAA Division II tournament. You had 3 guys on the all-tournament team. Trevor Ritchie, for those who haven't watched Colorado Mines this year or recently, this is not your father's Colorado Mines basketball team. Everybody thinks you kind of run, probably an Air Force style of game like Joe Scott did maybe a few years back, but it's not. It's you have got some athletes on the team. Some of the best dunks we've seen this year were from Colorado Mines. I know the Dale Minschwander dunk when he played Mesa during the regular season wound up on ESPN. So the athleticism that's on this team is kind of unexpected, I think, to those people who kind of have a preconceived notion that Colorado Mines is just this kind of, hold the ball for 45 seconds and, make a smart shot. You guys can push it up the floor a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what we do. And, for one, I think a long time ago, years ago, when you think, well, how do you want to play basketball, and how I wanted to play when I played, and, that's something that I don't want to recruit to if you pass the lines off the ball and, shoot the ball with 2 seconds on the shot clock every time. And I think you're going to have an enthusiasm issue, throughout the season. And the bottom line this time of year, you have to score the ball. I mean, the best teams can score the ball. Those are the ones that move on. Even though you still, we want to play our great defense that we've always done, but we want to give our players the freedom to score the ball. And then, again, with our athleticism, I always say, we're sneaky athletic. Mm-hmm. And we can get to the basket. We've got, like, Trevor Ritchie's outstanding. I mean, I've said it. I mean, I've had maybe 7 freshmen of the year in the leagues, and he's one of the best we've ever had with what he can do. I mean, he's long, he's athletic, he can run, and he can handle the ball. He's a multiple position guy. and he can score it. He's a big shot Bob guy. He's a, I know Western State, they said, well, we're going to let Richie, we're going to sag off. Well, I mean, he is a very, very good shooter as well. I mean, day in and day out in practice, he proves it every day. But one thing he is so efficient, and he's a great shot taker. Meaning he doesn't shoot bad shots, and every once in a while he may do that, but usually not. And then obviously Brett Green, Brett's had a fantastic year, player of the year, and he is an extraordinary defensive player as well. Not many people realize that. I mean, he just blanks people out sometimes. And then, of course, you got Dale, and, our senior leader, and he's just had a fantastic career, and he's a great post player, left hand, right hand jump hook. He can do it all. And then once in a while he can even put a 3 in.
4 times this year, in fact.
Yeah, exactly. So usually I'll tell him from the bench, and that he can shoot it. So, but it was a great tournament for those guys, and obviously we had a lot of really, really good. Like Chris Katama obviously gives us great role play, and Brian Muller comes off the bench, and he can shoot it in, and we want him playing free and easy, and because that's what he does. He's a scorer and he's a shooter, and again, we just want to play our style. And the other thing about our style is we think we can play any style of basketball. If people want to grind it out, we'll grind it out. If they want to run up and down a little bit, we can run up and down. We like to play in that middle a little bit. So, but again, we just want to take what the defense gives us, and obviously keep our really good shot selection, decision making, within our offense.
Talking with Pryor Orser from Colorado School of Mines, and they'll be playing Augustana this Saturday night, 8:30, at the Lock Ridge Arena on the campus of the Colorado School of Mines. Coach, you're in the NCAAs last year. Got a taste of that. Got to the next round. Obviously, this time of year, no matter who your opponent is, you're going to get their best shot. So how do you prepare for this week?
Same way. We are not going to deviate one bit about how we prepare. And, we prepare the same week every week, and we've done it for a lot of years here, and it's consistent. Our guys know what we're doing. And so, obviously we're going to play a very good, well-coached Augustana team, which we have a tremendous amount of respect for, and their success in their program, and they're a perennial NCAA tournament team. Obviously we went up there as an 8th seed 2 years ago and played a really, really good game and lost that one. And last year we were, I think, a 3rd seed, and we won a game, and that was better than the year before. And obviously this year now we're playing at home, and that's obviously one of our goals was to host the NCAA regional, and we just want to play one game at a time, but also achieve our goal of playing on Tuesday.
Well, hey, Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck this week, and again, congratulations on winning the RMAC Shootout and the regular season.
Great, thank you.
All right, that is Pryor Orser, the head men's basketball coach at Colorado School of Mines. What a job he has done at CSM. This was a team not too long ago that would just be happy to be in the tournament. That was kind of where they were at then, and now with Tom Spicer as the athletic director, they've really got things on track. 27-2, ranked number 2 in the country. They're going to be hosting Augustana 8:30 on Saturday at the Colorado School of Mines. Metro State got the number 2 seed in the Central Region. Weren't too sure about that last week when we talked to you, as Metro had been upset in the first round of the RMAC Shootout by Colorado Mesa. They're the 2 seed. They're going to play Adams State, team they're very familiar with. So ASC getting in as the 7 seed there, and then also have some other Northern Sun teams that'll be in the Central Regional Tournament as it's combined between the RMAC and the Northern Sun. Bemidji State, St. Cloud, Southwest Minnesota will play Minnesota Moorhead. So those will be the other games. And Sunday they have the semifinals at Mines, and then as he mentioned, he'd like to be playing on Tuesday. That will be for the Central Regional Championship. Winner of that game goes to the Elite Eight, which will be in at Northern Kentucky this year. So we got our fingers crossed to get an RMAC team with the 1 and 2 seeds in that tournament, and also the 7 seed. So when we come back, we're going to talk about the women's basketball tournament with head coach Mark Kellogg from Fort Lewis College. You're listening to the RMAC Radio Show.